Everyone told you, get a degree, get a job, work hard, and you'll be fine. But nobody told you that the same people giving that advice are profiting off the fact that you followed it. If you are waiting for your income to solve your money problems, stop. More money won't fix what's actually keeping you broke. And today I'm going to prove it. Once you see how this system works, you cannot unsee it. More importantly, once you understand it, you can start playing by entirely different rules. I'm going to break it down. The debt cycle, the consumer trap, the income illusion, and the financial literacy gap. 4 walls of a cage most people don't even know they're inside. Stay with me, this one's gonna hit. You're watching M Cubed, Money Mindset Makeover. This isn't just a channel, it's a mindset revolution. Subscribe to elevate your money mindset. Elevate your life. I'm glad you're here, because the conversation we're about to have, they don't teach this in school, and that's not an accident. Today, we're cracking open the blueprint of why so many hardworking, smart people stay broke. And more importantly, what you can actually do to break out. M Cubed Mavericks, let's dive in. The 4 walls of the financial cage. Wall 1 of the financial cage. The debt cycle. Here's a wild stat. The average American carries $6,501 in credit card debt. Student loan debt in the U.S. has crossed $1.7 trillion. And the average car payment? $735 a month. So right out of high school, before you've even earned real money, you're handed a student loan application, a credit card offer, and a car dealership flyer. You're taught to borrow before you build. Think about that for a second. You haven't made a dime yet, and you already owe 5 figures. And the interest? That's where the real trap springs shut. Credit card companies make billions, not from people who can't pay, but from people who almost can. The ones who pay the minimum every month. That's the sweet spot for them. You're not a customer. You're a revenue stream. But here's the real twist. Debt isn't inherently evil. Rich people use debt all the time, but strategically to buy assets that generate income, not to buy sneakers, subscriptions, and stuff they can't afford yet. The difference between broke debt and wealth-building debt? One works for you, one works against you. Full stop. Wall 2 of the financial cage. The consumer trap. You are marketed to over 10,000 times a day. 10,000 times? Your phone, your TV, your social feed, the billboard you passed on the way to work. Every single one of them is whispering the same thing. You're not enough yet, but you could be if you just buy this. Treat yourself. You deserve it. Limited time only. Meanwhile, nobody's running ads that say, hey, what if you invested that $80 a month instead? In 30 years, it could be worth $120,000. There's no influencer hyping up their Roth IRA the way they hype up their designer bags. Why? Because you can't monetize delayed gratification. Here's the cold truth. The consumer economy doesn't need you wealthy. It needs you spending. The moment you start keeping your money instead of cycling it back into the economy, you become dangerous to that system. Wall 3 of the financial cage. The income illusion. Raise your hand if you've ever thought, I just need to make more money and I'll be fine. Yeah, we've all been there. But here's what actually happens when most people get a raise. Lifestyle inflation kicks in immediately. Nicer apartment, newer car, more takeout, better vacations. And somehow, the same amount of stress at the end of the month. Economists call it lifestyle creep. I call it the treadmill getting faster. Studies show that people's spending rises almost in perfect lockstep with their income, unless they're intentional about redirecting it first. Income is not wealth. Income is a faucet. Wealth is what happens when you put a bucket under it instead of letting it drain. Now hold on, because this next part matters. Wall 4 of the financial cage, the financial literacy gap. Here's something that should make you genuinely angry. Only 57% of American adults are considered financially literate. That means nearly half of the country can't pass a basic test on interest rates, inflation, and compound growth. And K-12 schools? Only 25 states require a personal finance course to graduate. We teach calculus. We teach ancient history. But we can't find the time to teach a 17-year-old how a credit card actually works. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy, but I am saying it's convenient. For banks, for lenders, for the corporations who benefit from a population that doesn't understand compound interest or investment vehicles. A financially illiterate population is an incredibly profitable one. Let's just call this what it is. You're not lazy. You're not dumb. You're not bad with money. You're exhausted. You're working full-time, possibly 2 jobs, dealing with rent that's gone up 30% in 5 years while wages grew maybe 4%. You're dealing with student loan payments resuming, a healthcare system that can bankrupt you for getting sick, and a cost of living that requires 2 incomes just to stay in place. And then people have the nerve to say, just stop buying avocado toast. That's not a financial plan. That's an insult. The system profits off your burnout, your overwhelm, your I'll figure it out later. That's not a character flaw. That's the desired outcome. Have you or someone you know ever struggled to keep their money? Drop your story in the comments. Your experience might help someone else avoid losing their hard-earned cash. Okay, now we flip the script. Because understanding the trap is only step 1, escaping it. That's where life actually changes my money mindset makeover mavericks. Becoming financially free isn't about saving pennies. It's about building systems that generate money while you sleep. Here's what that looks like in practice using our 4M³ pillars. Save. Start with a $1,000 emergency fund. Not a I'll do it someday fund. A tangible goal right now. This is your circuit breaker. It stops 1 bad week from becoming 6 months of debt spiral. Budget. For beginners, use the 50-30-20 rule as a starting point. 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings and debt payoff. But adjust it to your life. Budgets aren't one size fits all. They're blueprints you build. This is Budgeting 101, but there are several advanced budget plans I've previously laid out. Simply look into the budget playlist on my channel, folks. Earn. Your 9 to 5 is the floor, not the ceiling. Look for one income stream you can build on the side. Freelancing, reselling, content creation, a skill you can teach. You don't need to quit your job. You need to diversify your income the same way investors diversify a portfolio. Invest. This is where broke ends and ownership begins. A Roth IRA, an index fund, starting with $25 a week if that's all you have. Time and compound interest are the great equalizers. They work just as hard for the person making $35K as they do for the person making $350K. The difference is who starts. Here's the mindset shift that ties it all together. Stop playing financial defense, just surviving, just paying bills, just making it to next Friday. Start playing offense. Build assets. Control your cash flow. Make money work for you instead of working every minute for money. The system only works against you when you don't understand it. Once you do, you stop being a player in their game and start building your own. Let's bring it home. The 4 walls of the financial cage. The debt cycle traps you before you even start. The consumer economy keeps you spending instead of building. The income illusion makes you chase money instead of systems. And the financial literacy gap keeps you flying blind. But none of that is permanent. The most powerful thing you can do right now isn't make more money. It's understand money, how it moves, how it grows, how to keep it. That's what we do here at M³. No fluff, no judgment, no gatekeeping. You're not behind. You're just getting started with the right information. Next, I'll show you why more money won't fix your life and what actually will. Stick and stay, I've got your back. Hit subscribe and let's keep building. See you there, M³ family.